The following is a Journey into Comics Network production.
Good luck.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Addicts Podcast, the show. We're talking about the modern and retro video games we play and collect. I'm your host, Brando, and joining me here today, as always, this podcast player too, Mike.
Hello.
How's it going? It's going pretty good here. Yeah. This is episode 73, I do believe.
Woo, chugging along.
Chugging right along. We're almost to 75. It's going to be a big episode. I don't know what we're doing for it.
Something.
Yeah, no. The only episode that I know that I'm going to be kind of back pre-recording at some point is the Metal Gear Solid retrospective. Yes. I'm going to be doing that with our friend Tyler.
Yes. Of
course, I mean, I would love to do that with you, but unfortunately, you haven't played all the games.
No, I've only played
the first one.
Metal Gear Solid. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant, actually.
So you're only doing Metal Gear Solid series, or are you doing Metal Gear as a whole?
I'm doing the whole series. Yeah, I'm doing the Metal Gear series. Because, well, of course, we're going to be talking about, the NES game, the MSX games, all the different kind of collections out there, all the different variations and stuff that you can get there. And, of course, we're going to be telling stories along the way. I have a lot of cool, very funny and unique Metal Gear stories for myself, and I'm sure Tyler does too. But with that being said, like, today, man, I got nothing.
Oh, pickups?
Well, I do, because I mentioned in the last episode I have some of those vinyls.
Right.
I got the Germany order. Okay. Yeah. Well, half of it.
Yeah.
The other half should be coming Monday, and also I got that box set.
Did you get it?
I got the box set.
What did you pay?
All right, so guys,
that's the question, because I kind of figured when you said you put a bid on it and then it instantly jumped back up that there was a second profile working it.
Well, all right, because I wanted it, but I didn't realize how much, as I hit my mic, I didn't realize how much I wanted it until I was like, I might not be able to get this. Now, here's the thing, is that this thing was in mint, man. This thing is in mint condition. He said that the records had never been played. They're gonna get played. I'm gonna play with some bitches, but like the box is mint, poster's mint. It's like on Discogs in mint condition. The cheapest one from mint condition was $240.
Yeah.
And the highest, the last one was like $300. So it's like I was talking to my wife, and she was like, well, what's the lowest one on there? I said, it's like $148 or something, but it's not mint, and it's missing the poster and all that kind of stuff. She goes, well, I was like, okay, go ahead and put your maximum bid as $141, because it's $7 shipping. If you don't get it, you don't get it. And I'm like, okay, all right, fine. So I did that, because it's like I would be paying the non-mint price for something mint, and you would hope that, man, hopefully it doesn't reach that. So did that, and because I had her bid like $60, 61. So whoever had bid on it had put their maximum bid higher.
Right.
And so when I put my maximum bid up to $141, $84, I'm in the lead. So they had bid $83 plus the $7 would be $90,
right.
Total. So whoever did that, I don't think it was the person, because it was.
Oh, it's one of those ones where you set it up to, this is my maximum bid.
Yes, you can do it. It'll auto do it. And I sat there for 3 hours. I was in the lead the whole time. Maximum, or I was in the lead for my maximum up top, but like no one was bidding on it. And then down to under a minute.
There it is.
Like you're sitting there tapping, you're like, and I refreshed at 20 seconds, still said 84. It ended, I won the bid for 120. Somebody tried to snipe that sumbitch.
Yep.
Somebody tried to go in there, and they bid 113 or 120 actually, or whatever it was like 119 maybe. But they're like, they're sitting there with their little sniper rifle, waiting to, like, eat this bastard, and they shot, and I shot a big shot with my tank and blew him up. Boom! It's like, not today, pal. The funny thing is that we did it to my wife's account, so I don't have to be as embarrassed for throwing in that low ball offer. When I saw it on Friday, I was like, "Yeah, will you take this?" He's like, "No." Oh.
Yeah.
And then
What'd
so
you offer him? Low ball.
35. Start price was 40. He'd had it up there for like 5 days almost. No bids, no watchers. So I'm like, worst you can tell me is no.
Right. Yeah.
But then I ended up getting it for a little bit more than that. 120 shipped for a mint. So it's still under even what I would have paid for it.
Right.
And now here we are. I have, for the Iced Earth collection, I have the first album, which I can get for like $30-something. I have Glorious, $100, and Tribute, $100. So
save money in the long run.
yeah, I mean, I definitely did, and I wasn't planning on picking up this set because John from Iced Earth has said he wants there to be a real repressing of that in 180 black gram, which is a much higher quality of vinyl. These are all picture discs, and he doesn't really like the sound of picture discs. But he has no control over what Century Media does with that era of the catalog. He has no control over it. The most that he can do is say, hey, I would like to see this. And they would like him to say, I support what you're doing because it helps make it more valid.
Right.
From their standpoint, they're like, well, if you sign off on this, that means people will be more apt to go buy it. And he's been talking to the dude there, and they've been talking about some stuff. But it's like, that's the one thing that, like, that's a wish for him. But the issue is, like, the picture disc is a 5 LP set.
Right.
Double-sided. So that's a lot of songs. And there's even some songs missing. So, like, in order to do it, you'd have to do a 6.
Right.
So buying a 6 LP set's not going to be cheap.
No.
Even when it's brand new. So
no.
I'm pretty happy with it. I'll be getting that tomorrow. I'll be getting the other half of the other set from Germany tomorrow, and I'll be getting hopefully a new phone tomorrow. So I'm going to have a lot to do tomorrow when I get home from work as we record this on Sunday.
Yes.
A lot to do. Of course, we're going to have to, like, reprogram or, like, set up my phone, pictures. I got to, dude, all right, so check this out. I got the Galaxy S9 Plus. It has a 64 gigabytes, expandable up to 400 gigs. Yeah, so I can put like one of those new micro SD cards in there. I'm thinking about waiting until Black Friday and get another 250. Put that some bitch in there.
Yeah.
Never have to worry about, like, telling me I'm running out of space ever again, you assholes.
Yeah.
It's got a badass camera on it. One of the coolest features that I've seen with it, you can take the camera and put it up to a sign. Say this is a sign, and it's in a foreign language. It will replace the words that are there and translate it for you.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Awesome. And this thing's got like 6 gigabytes of RAM. It's on like a, I can't remember what it is. Dual quad core processor.
I don't know.
Its settings are up there, man. I was pretty impressed with it, and that's why I decided to get it. I'm up for the upgrade. Just decided to go ahead and go through with it. So I'll be able to review that here on the show. Other than that, I have no other pickups. I have no games. We went shopping just today. Went to go look for some games, huh?
Yeah.
And you got one, and you got a few other things that aren't games. But man,
Right.
I've been looking, and I just haven't really been seeing anything that I want. We went to a place where we have done nothing but, like, not really give this person glowing reviews in the past for their store. It's funny because we've been talking with Tyler and whatnot about, like, ways that we can try and, like, do some ground level promotion and posters, maybe some flyers and whatnot.
Right.
And he mentioned that place because maybe we can put up a flyer in there. I'm like,
nobody goes there.
well, no. I said we probably shouldn't do that. He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, we haven't really given that place. We haven't talked about that place very highly.
No.
In the past. In fact, we've been pretty brutal about it. But I hadn't been in there in over a year at least. Probably since Pokemon Go came out. I remember going in there around that time. Yeah. And walking in there today, man, that store was just so overwhelmingly full of crap. And what I mean by that is it's hard to walk.
Yes.
It's hard to, like, move around in that damn store, and there was no organization to it whatsoever. So
quad core, by the way.
Quad core. That's what I was right.
Oh wait, AP, octa core.
What the hell's an octa? Like a 6-core?
Octa would be 8.
Yeah, 6 hex in it.
Yeah. But I'm trying to see.
So it's an 8-core processor?
It's weird the way that it's set up because it's a quad-core processor for the screen. So it says here, display is a quad HD plus super old 2960 whatever. Or which one you got is the plus, so it's a 6.2 inch. It says a quad HD plus. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea either.
There's so many things, but then in here it says performance.
Yeah.
64-bit octa-core processor, 2.8 hertz, 1.7 max overclock speed. Yeah.
And then down there is the memory.
Yeah, the 6 gigabyte RAM, 64 gigs.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to messing around with it. As I was telling you earlier today, man, this phone that I have, it's the Note 5, and it's been giving me SIM card problems over the last year or so. Definitely not happy with that.
Ours is up, and I don't know what I'm going to do because I absolutely loathe Sprint.
Well, I don't blame you for all the issues that they gave with you.
So I don't know what me and her will sit down and talk about, but personally, I want to keep the Sprint account and take my number and her number off, go to AT&T, leave her dad on it so he doesn't know any of the changes. He doesn't have to deal with any of the changes, but it still be under my name. And then I would just pay his separately and then go back to AT&T, who's never really done me wrong at this point. I was just trying to get a better price, hopefully better signal. That didn't work. I failed. I mean, we're looking at the Google Pixel 2 phone. iPhones is, they're good and I like my iPhone. It all depends on like if there's a non-plus version, because the plus for me, I mean, your phone is massive.
Yeah.
Compared to mine.
Yeah, your phone fits on my screen.
Yeah, and actually it fits inside your screen with a little bit of screen exposed. So
see, the thing is that once I got a bigger screen, I can't go back to a smaller one.
I don't want the bigger screen because it's such a big phone that on my phone already have issues. Like I can barely reach the side. With yours, I guess I could, but if I hold it comfortably, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm big on one-handed texting, so I mean, I don't really use my phone for much else other than like looking things up. So
I watch a lot of video on mine, a lot of YouTube, and my wife once again throwing me off during the show. She tagged me in a post that says, "I don't always mana, but when I do, I do."
So I don't know. I like the Google Pixel phone. It's very similar to the iPhone X. The only complaint people have is the Google search bar on the bottom is unmovable, which I don't really give a crap because I only use Google search anyways. So having that as a widget on my phone.
Right.
And Samsung, I'm still a little wary on Samsung.
They haven't had any problems since that one.
Yeah.
Not since that one.
So, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, so you got a pickup.
I do have a pickup. That would be Armored Core 3.
On the PS2.
Yes. As I blow my nose. Complete. It is just something to round out the collection. I've never played it. I don't know how good, bad it is. I don't really know anything other than just collecting them. I don't think I will collect every version. I'm pretty close to having every version.
Right about.
So at this point, it's do you take the extra step? So I don't know. But yeah, this is something to round out the collection of the Armored Core series. So far, it is. It's Armored Core. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played it yet, so. It's in good condition. You found this actually.
Yeah, it was kind of just hanging out right up top shelf. It's like I didn't know which ones you had or didn't have. So
Right. But then I have other news. So, tore the Vita apart, broke it immediately. So no matter what, I do have to buy a motherboard. But a lot of the contact covers were broken off originally before I got a hold of it. I did break one off, and that is the micro ribbon for the the R button. And it is literally, you must use tweezers.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to do it without tweezers.
Oh, no.
And I tried to have my wife hold it, and I was kind of pulling on it, where you smash two things up against and pull it, and it just popped a very small piece of plastic. I mean, very small. But also that did not have the reinforced top cover on it. The other side does. So it makes me think that maybe it had been dropped or opened up previously and that had been broken off. So I haven't yet looked up to see if it's supposed to look that way. But I do know that a lot of the contacts were exposed on all of those buttons that didn't work. So that makes me believe the board was bad. So $7 for a new board. I kind of already determined I was going to buy one no matter what happened. But I am buying a kit specifically for the PlayStation with the micro needle nose pliers.
Yeah, you see, there was that's the thing with the buying things off the marketplace.
Yes.
It's like you do run the risk of like you really don't know what kind of condition that things are going to be in. You don't know if someone is trying to tear into it and get into there. Unfortunately, I don't know the general giveaway for what it looks like when you actually open up a system on the Vita. I know for the PS2, for the 360, there's a certain sticker that you look for. If it's gone, it's been open.
I didn't see a sticker or anything on it. So,
Again, it's the Vita. I don't know how they mark that.
But I mean, it was fairly simple to open and take apart. But the thing is that now I need the board, which is, like I said, it's a very small. Luckily, it's not the whole board. Mm-hmm. It is a small board off to the side that handles that side controls.
Yep.
So it's not a big difference, and the thumbsticks are not controlled by that board.
That's good.
So that goes into the main board. So the thumbsticks all work. I'm only trying to get rid of or fix the buttons, and that board runs only the buttons. So that helps out tremendously.
Yeah.
So just paying $7. I mean, really, when you think about it at all, maybe total investment is $60. I already got the memory card thing to put the SD card in. It's already here. It cost $4. I have a 128 gigabyte one. I'll pop it in, format it, run the system once it's all fixed, and
be off to the races.
There's my portable every game up to that point. Even it can even handle PS2 games. We'll
see how it handles that because I have heard that it'll go up to and emulate up to PS1 era and maybe N64 stuff, but I haven't heard about it running.
N64, but
I haven't heard anything about them doing the next generation after that. Well, I have an interesting story because Chris, last week, man, we figured out that your TV broke.
Yes.
When we had to go and buy you a new TV, and we were sitting there for a while talking to this dude about it's amazing to me, just the amount of TV that you're looking for.
All the trickery.
And so you wanted a certain size at a certain price.
I want a certain size, certain price, certain refresh rate.
Yeah.
The refresh rating to me is, hi Alexis, as she yells from downstairs.
Alexa, what?
Alexa, nothing. Don't order anything.
Ixnay.
Alexa, stop. Every once in a while, she just Do you want to order this? No. Anyways.
Crazy, man. I tell you what.
So
Hawking was right, man.
Yeah.
They're taking over.
I can see smaller TV. It doesn't matter to me on the side. Like, I don't need it to be, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but I want it to be relatively close. But
It looks fine.
It looks fine, but as we dove into actually what it is not. It says that it's 120 refresh. Did I tell you how this looked when I put it on 120 gaming refresh?
Mm-mm.
It blinks rapidly because it's adding in the extra frames. So it looks like everything's just whomping around. So I turned it off.
Of course. And that's one reason why I got the 60 hertz for the TV in the game room, and I was like purposely looking for that. And the guy was like trying to upsell me. You know, you were buying your first 4K TV that day, and I'm there going, I want a 40-inch LG with a 60 hertz for refresh. And he goes, well, we actually have this one over here with a 120. I'm like, no, I want 60. He's like, oh, okay, but this one looks better. I'm like, I want it for gaming. He goes, gotcha, let's go get you it. Yeah. And because
they only go up to 60.
They only go up to 60, and when you start going above that, like one reason why the plasmas are so good is that it works in a different way, and the refresh rate's like in the thousands. So it's like it is so ridiculously smooth with this refresh rate. But when you start trying to do like this digital adding refresh rate and adding in more frames, it works really well for TV shows and movies. Makes stuff look really smooth and really cool, like you're there.
Right.
But with video games, you're adding in more frames where there's no input.
Yep.
And that creates input lag. So.
But if you have a 240, true 240, it only does 60.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have anything else, like I wanted one because I use this TV. Like if Joanna's watching something downstairs, I don't feel like gaming, I'll watch something up here. But there's tricks now. There are a lot of tricks now.
Where they're doing it to save money.
Yes. So there are no more, at least of my size, 240 hertz refresh rating TVs that are being produced.
No, it's all done through trickery and fooling you to think it's 240 or even 120. Yep. When in reality, he said all the new Vizios are actually just 60 with a different sort of trickery to get it up to 120 or 240.
Yep.
But when I was looking there, because I want to get one eventually, and I already have one picked out. I already know which one I'm going to get.
Is that the one you looked at and said, "Oh my God"?
No. But no.
The $800 Sony.
Well, actually, this one.
$8,000. I apologize. That was $8,000.
That was $8,000.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this one's about $1,000 Samsung. It's a 55-inch 4K 240. So one of these days I'll be getting it. The only issue is for me, when I get my TV, I'm also going to be upgrading my consoles.
Yeah.
Because at that point, what's the point of owning a 4K TV if you're not capable of watching 4K content or even playing 4K content?
Right.
I'm at least going to get the Xbox One X, even if I wait on the PlayStation one.
Yeah.
Because the PlayStation doesn't play 4K media.
No.
And which is bullshit, but it is what it is.
They created this the entire
Blu-ray
technology of this, and you can't even add it in.
I know, dude. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. The Xbox One S can play 4K media, and your system cannot. That is there's no excuse for that.
No,
absolutely not. But I will buy an Xbox One X so I can have a 4K player and a 4K gaming device. There's not that many games on there that I have for my Xbox One collection. But at that point, I'm probably going to get maybe a few more third-party ones because they're going to look better on that than they would on the PS4 Pro.
Yes.
Just because of how much more advanced the X is compared to the Pro. And but I mean, so what? Like I would get I'm already getting Red Dead. That one's already a go. I'll probably get Shadow of the Tomb Raider for it because at this point, why not?
I'm hoping to have the computer built by then so that I can have all that on.
Speaking of computer, someone tried to steal money from me.
Yes.
So yeah, I got my credit card stolen, or credit card number stolen, and they tried to turn it in and use it for Steam.
Yeah.
And
worth, I believe.
It was actually $800.
Oh.
And only 4 of them had posted because it was 8 100-hour transactions. The bank actually like stopped it and said, "What are you doing?" And so they called me. I called them when I got home, and we unauthorized all those, and so they're not going through.
All of them, all 8 of them.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep, because they were still listed as pending on my thing. They after the first 4, they had stopped it. Those are the only 4 that were on our statement. So we thought it was just $400. But when we were going through the whole thing and talking to the lady, there were actually 8 of them. Yeah. So some asshat tried to go on there and buy credit or put in-game credit somewhere.
He probably just went to get the Steam credit so that he could buy whatever he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that can be tracked.
Right.
I mean, you can literally track where the purchase and the account that it's going to. So unless he's got a rogue account that he trades off and on whatever gifts to himself, but that can all be tracked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it sucked, but thankfully, our bank is awesome, and caught that stuff right away, so we have nothing to worry about there. Because like that happened to my mom. Like someone stole her, number, and spent like $800-$900 on like a TV up near Chicago, like at like a Walmart.
Wow.
Walked in there, used her card number, bought the TV, walked out. And her bank was like, "Hey, did you go up there and buy a TV?" And she's like, "No, we didn't think you would go up there just to buy a TV."
That's the thing. I mean, it's good and bad that they kind of see your pattern. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're here in Lafayette. We spend a lot of money here in Lafayette. So they kind of allow that to happen. But if we were to go up to Chicago and spend $400, they would say, "Nope, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's us. Okay. Because I've had that a lot.
If you remember for the first Taxmas, when we went on that first massive game hunt in like 2014, and I spent, $1,200-$1,400 in one day. Because I bought stuff from Rob, and then we went around buying. I think I bought like 50 games and 7 systems in one day.
Yeah,
to kickstart my collection because of I got to spend 100% of our spendable tax return.
Right.
Because we always put some aside for bills and savings, and then we get to try to get to where we can have fun with some of it. Well, that year it was all mine. We didn't split any of it, and after going to the second place. They locked me out, and I had to tell them, yes, I am spending this money.
I think I'd already left by then.
Nope. That happened while we were in Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That day you were with me the whole time.
That's right.
Because we actually circled back around to replay to get that Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. The backlit one.
The Game Boy Advance SP version 1. And I would get the one later on. So we got a little bit of news to talk about today.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot, man. Square Enix, my bad, hiring for FF7 remake.
Yeah.
For quality reasons.
What
do you got to say about this?
I'm happy that they're hiring.
Are you? But does it make you nervous?
It makes me nervous that they gave it to a company to look at, and they gave it back, and it's
they took it
back.
They saw what the company was doing. They said, "Nope, we're going to go back and take charge of this completely." Dog.
She's not coming out.
Not today.
Not tomorrow either.
Not today. So then they've been working on it, and I want to say like a year ago they announced, we want to hire some more people because we got to work on this ourselves. And then now they're all like, we need even more people because this isn't up to our standard. It's like, I tell you what, man.
It makes me nervous, especially with the stuff that's with 15.
Mm-hmm.
15 made me nervous. I was excited for it because I was hoping, maybe this is a reform. And as if you've listened to this podcast, you understand our firm
Frustration?
frustration with this series, and it is not going in the right direction, in my opinion. Now, they have made changes. They have made updates to actually add parts of the movie into the game so you know what's going on.
Yeah, no shit. So I mean, yeah, like the whole 15 thing, they're trying, and I'll give them credit. They're trying to make it a better
You
game.
gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
You have to pay even more money, so you bought a $60 game that wasn't complete, and now you have to pay for 2 season passes.
Well, PUBG and Fortnite, they're releasing games that aren't complete and selling millions.
Right.
So it's this era we live in. It's like people are willing to accept subpar in some games and say, well, they're continuously working on it to make it better, and but they're not willing to accept it for other games.
Now I played Fortnite last night. I played a lot of Fortnite last night. I enjoy it. It is interesting concept. I like the concept. I mean, it's PUBG concept, but I've never played PUBG. So it's cool to get into an arena with 100 other players. Everybody's scraping and grating, and most of these people have played a lot, so they know where everything spawns. But it's fun because there's a lot of times where you can just sit back and like behind your scope and just kind of watch what's happening, and like watch 10 dudes just murder each other, and then you can pick the last guy off as he picks up their weapons. So it's interesting, it's fun, I enjoy it. Not one of my top favorite games, but I do like the building aspect of Fortnite. I think that is cool because you get shot at. If you're fast enough, which I'm not fast enough yet, but you can just circle wall, and you're behind cover. Build cover anywhere. It's a cool game. But yes, I said this to you today. I was like, I think this game's been out for a while, but I've got early access still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, people have been playing PUBG and Fortnite for a little while. And, of course, now PUBG is now on the Xbox One.
Right.
You can buy an Xbox One and get that game for free with some bundles. And it is early access still. And it's just I'm not trying to say anything bad about those games. I'm not. What it is that the whole industry as a whole is sort of changed in how they approach the release of their games. Is like, well, we're not releasing a finalized product right now. What we're releasing to you is here's a game that we're going to work on, and we're giving you our word that we're going to try and update it and make it better later.
A lot of it though is like I think you had to pay for PUBG, but Fortnite, I haven't spent any money on it. I got it for free, and I'm just able to play for free. And the cool thing about that game is that you don't have to spend money on it to play it, to be the best person out there. You can literally have basic everything and play it. All you're really paying for is the appearance of your character when you load in. Whoop-dee-doo. So they're making money off of people that want to have cool outfits. So, anyways, I digress.
So, Xbox is now moving almost all their stuff off of the main E3 showroom floor and moving across the street to the Microsoft Theater, where they're going to host their presentation, and where they want to have a bigger space where you can play more of their games.
See, that's fine. I'm okay
and
with
they're
that.
still going to be associated with E3, unlike EA, who is like went off and then they're doing their own thing now, entirely separate, where they're like, this is the EA Play or whatever. No, the Microsoft is still going to be saying they're a part of E3. They're going to be dropping E3 names and all that kind of stuff. They're going to have something going on the floor room for Xbox or for Microsoft, and I'm not 100% sure what that is. If it's I've heard the name, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to be wrong. But what we're looking at is like Microsoft has been making, of course, they're from behind right now in this generation, and they're almost in the position, even more worse so than what PlayStation was in the last one.
Right.
Because it's like right now, Xbox has the most powerful console out.
Yes.
But the reason to buy it is, unless you're a hardcore gamer like us, it's like who you want to, like even for us, it's like I don't own one, you don't own one. There's not much reason to. Like, yes, I just said I will buy one when I get a 4K TV because I want to have a 4K player. I want to buy 4K Blu-rays. And you know what? I want to play Shadow Tomb Raider 4K. I want to play Red Dead in 4K. That's awesome. But I don't know even when I'm going to be doing that. I don't know when I'm getting that TV. I don't know if that TV's even going to be on the market by the time I go to buy it. I might have to buy something different. But like as far as like the reason why I'm like steering that way is because I'm just genuinely unimpressed with what they did with the PS4 Pro.
Yes.
That's not to say that the graphics aren't good on it. No, they definitely are. But when you're looking at like they didn't even go like full bore with what they should have done.
No.
And it's disappointing. But if you want to play a game on PlayStation and get the most out of it, you do have to get a Pro.
Yes.
And I will be getting one eventually as well because I want to play Last of Us 2 and the best thing. What?
Going on to the PS4 Pro, as I stated on here the last time on my TV fried, that it may not be the PS4. So the TV is fried, but the PS4 Pro does have to get reset. I have to unplug it and redo it every once in a while. It will read that it's there, and then it goes to the old static screen.
That's
black
weird.
And white static. And then
That
I
is weird.
reset it, and then I just unplug it and replug it in, and it goes. So I don't know if I've got a bad transistor or something, but
A twisted transistor?
yes.
That's a reference I didn't think that I was going to be making. Well, anyway, yeah. So like more, we haven't really heard more E3 other than Microsoft making that announcement. Of course, we did hear some new game stuff coming out. They announced Shadow the Tomb Raider coming out on like September 15th or something around there.
Right.
And they announced the date for that this early, and they announced like a reveal trailer. Of course, they did that in conjunction with the Tomb Raider movie that just came out. And
Which is literally just...
Yeah, it is literally like it's pretty much the reboot in some ways, but they also took liberties with the story, from what I'm understanding. But I've heard it's a pretty good action film, but I'm not gonna go see it in theaters, so I'll wait till it comes out and I might watch it. But they went ahead and did that with that, so that way they didn't have to announce it at E3 and go, hey, here's 2 months, we got to generate hype in 2 months. So why not partner up with that? The Crew 2 just got announced. So that game's coming out if you're a big fan of that. So E3 is kind of shaping up. We're gonna have to see what's coming. Of course, here we are, dude. We're in March. What comes out here in just like a week or so?
I don't know. I haven't really.
God of War.
Yeah, as I said, I thought it was God of War.
God of War's coming out here
but
soon.
See, that to me, that's not one of those games that I'm super amped for because I'm not been a big God of War fan.
Well, same. I'm not a huge fan. I've enjoyed the games, but this is different. This is going to be. I feel like this could definitely be a step in the right direction in like reframing what that series could be.
I'm gonna watch some people play.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably when it comes up, I'll hop on a Twitch and watch some Twitch
Of
streams
course.
and see what's going on, and if it's something I would think about. But at this point, I'm not really looking for any new games for the rest of the year.
I got Red Dead and I've had it pre-ordered for over a year now.
Yeah, and I'm not a Red Dead fan either. So
and dude, it's interesting because like since Red Dead announced their date, you see these bigger titles looking to shift their date because it's not even that Red Dead is that big of a franchise, because it isn't. It's a pretty decently sized franchise. But now you have Rockstar coming off of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
And this is their first game since then. Yep. And we all know Rockstar doesn't fuck around.
No,
when they're making their games.
High quality games.
So people.
I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto 5. Still one of the top selling games, brand new. Still $60, and they're still putting them out there. They're still topping the charts.
There's that rumor that it still could be coming to Switch, which is crazy.
If it comes to Switch, I mean, they're making so much money off that game. They have to be just.
At that point, they would be like, "Why not?"
Yeah, I mean, we got the resources.
And people, and of course, people are going to be criticizing because it's another port. Why are you even doing this? And they're like,
"Why not?
We want more money."
I mean, think about it. At this point in the game, it's not that hard to port something over to that.
Mm-mm. I mean, especially a game that was completely playable on 360 and PS3.
Right.
So even if it isn't out of the box as graphically beautiful or capable as the PS4 or Xbox One version. Yeah, dude, he
Okay,
is. Zuki is passed the fuck out on like my bag down there. He is snoring logs. He is sawing them completely.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been sleeping in that room, so I hear it a lot. And since Patty was whining, I thought maybe he was at the door whining. But anywho, so we moving along.
Yeah, I actually don't have this news article on here, but apparently Funimation wants Goku in the next Smash Brother games.
That would be awesome. God. Well, there's the character everybody's gonna play.
Right.
Nobody's gonna play anything else other than Goku.
Yeah, they want him in, but who knows if he gets in. Memories of Celceta, Ease, was a Vita game.
Yee.
It's coming to PC this summer with a number of enhancements. Of course, also, Ease 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. That's how you say that. That's coming to Switch as well this summer, and they also announced the special edition for that.
Right.
God damn it.
Doing all right?
I'm fine.
You gonna keep your hands back?
Yeah. During its mystery stream on Twitch, Xseed Games announced it would release the PC version of the action RPG Ease Memories of Celceta in the West this summer. Hyde Inc., the same team that worked on the port of E7, is handling the PC version. Of course, this goes on to say that it was released. Memories of Celceta was released in Japan in 2012, North America 2013, and the upcoming PC version will feature a number of improvements over the original, including support resolutions of 1080p and higher, dynamic shadows, the ability to play the game in an unlocked frame rate, and more. So if there's any Ease fans out there, that's coming up to join the rest of the Ease games on the PC. So I got Sonic Mania. I told you about this in the car today.
Yes.
Sonic Mania Plus for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch adds new modes and characters. An updated physical release of Sonic Mania titled Sonic Mania Plus has been revealed to complete with new playable characters and modes. Sega announced the addition during the South by Southwest Sonic the Hedgehog panel and later posted to the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter feed. Then the new edition is coming this summer. And the updated game will feature all new 4-player competition mode as well as Encore mode. No details about the modes have been included yet. The players will also be able to play through Sonic Mania's 2 new characters, the Almighty Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel. Both characters hail from the 1993 Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. That's just the way it was Sega Sonic.
Yeah.
The physical release will also come with a 32-page art book and a reversible sleeve for the game cover that looks like the Genesis box art.
Let me see. That's cool.
Hell yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm glad I've been waiting to buy it because I'm just gonna buy this.
It's funny the way that when you look at these characters, the armadillo looks like Knuckles.
The armadillo to me, it almost looks like Knuckles mixed with Shadow.
Yeah, and then the squirrel looks like Tails.
Tails, but like supersonic Tails or whatever.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan Tails. What else we got here, man? During the panel, Sega also revealed that a short animation series based on Sonic Mania opening. Based on the Sonic Mania opening, Sonic Mania Adventures will feature 5 episodes and be published on YouTube.
Huh.
That's cool. Also on as far as Sega goes, the Sega Genesis collection is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Sega has released a full list of games for this collection, and they've included. This is IGN. They've included a comparison chart for like all the different versions that you could get of this damn collection.
Yeah.
Continuing away with the nostalgia of the past year or two, Sega has announced that the collection of classics from Sega Genesis will be coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on May 29th. The Sega Genesis Classics was initially announced via Twitter before the tweet was deleted. A trailer has then since been released thanks to the beautifully named Sonic the Hedge blog.
Huh.
Sega has since announced the collection, promising 50 games with upgraded modern features, including online multiplayer, achievements, mirror modes, rewind, and save states. When asked about whether or not a Nintendo Switch version was being considered, and if not, Why are there no plans? The Sega representative told IGN Sega is focused on the launch of the Sega Genesis collection on PS4 and Xbox One and the update to the PC version. Altered Beast, Alien Storm, Shining Force, and Sonic 3D Blast are some of the games mentioned in the Sega Classics announcements. Those who pre-order the physical edition will also get a double-sided Golden Axe / Streets of Rage poster.
Ooh.
Sega will also ensure that the Steam-only version has parity, or will also ensure that the Steam version has parity with the console version starting on May 29th. Sega has previously released a similar collection of PS3 360, that's one I have, called Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. And then, of course, there's been other ones, and as well as these Sega Flashback system that has been released and all that kind of stuff. So here below are the games that are coming out for the new one, the Genesis Collection for the PS4, Xbox One, PC. And we have Alex Kidd and the Enchanted Castle, Alien Soldier, Alien Storm, Altered Beast, Beyond Oasis, Biohazard Battle, Bonanza Bros, Columns 3, Revenge of Columns. That sounds so silly. Comic Zone, Crackdown, Decap Attack, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Dynamite Heady, E-SWAT City Under Siege, Fatal Labyrinth, Flicky, Gain Ground, Galaxy Force 2, Golden Axe 2, Golden Axe 3, Gunstar Heroes, Kid Chameleon, Landstalker, Light Crusader, Phantasy Star 2, Phantasy Star 3, Phantasy Star 4, Rise Star, Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi, Shining Force 2, Shining in the Darkness, Shinobi 3, The Return of the Ninja Master, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Space Harrier, Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 3, Super Thunderblade, Sword of Vermilion, The Revenge of Shinobi, Toe Jam and Earl, Panic on Funkotron, Toe Jam and Earl, Vector Man 2, Virtual Fighter 2, Wonder Boy 3, Monster Lair, Wonder Boy in Monster World.
So, there's one that I didn't hear in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic 3.
Yep.
Sonic and Knuckles.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
Maybe that'll be an unlock one. They do that a lot.
You know, when they did the Genesis one on the PS3, they had Master System games that you can unlock. Like, right. For example, the first Phantasy Star, and then, like, there was some Game Gear stuff on there potentially as well. But, yeah, man, that's coming out for all you guys that want a PS4 version or an Xbox One version of those games.
Or you just don't have it and you would like to have it.
Exactly. Well, because, I mean, there's a lot of good games on there. I mean,
yeah. And
then, of course, you're looking at, online multiplayer for some of these. I'm not sure how that's going to go.
If they're going to do that with the Phantasy Stars.
See, but those are single player RPGs, so I don't know how you would do it.
Well, this Phantasy Star Online.
But it's different.
It's different.
That's a completely different beast. What I was thinking, though, is that if you had Streets of Rage, where you have 2 players, and can you imagine doing online multiplayer with that? That'd be badass.
That would actually be an Altered. You do Altered Beast, too. That's a 2-player game.
Mm-hmm. As I adjust myself in this chair with me and my sciatica, man, is sitting here doing these podcasts, man. I almost need to be just like laying in bed.
Yeah.
Trying not to fall asleep. And you know what? I've actually done some Journey into Comics laying in bed. I think I did the Age of Ultron. Or it was one of them, man. Maybe it wasn't Age of Ultron. Maybe it was Civil War or something, man.
You just sit like this?
I was laying in bed with my microphone sitting right here, and I'm laying in bed, and I just have my eyes shut the whole time. I don't have any more gaming news. That's
There's
it.
Not a whole lot.
There, it's a little quiet right now. We're right into the midst of March.
Yeah.
We're going forward. Of course, E3 coming up. We're gonna be hearing more about E3 here soon, and of course, the Gamers Development Conference, GDC.
Yes. GDC.
That gets announced here. There'll probably be some smaller stuff there as well. But, we are a part of the Journey to Comics Network, so we're participating in the Road to Infinity War over on patreon.com/Journey to Comics. And this week, as you're hearing this, yesterday, it went live, but you can go over there and, support the show, support the network over there for $3. We're doing all the MCU movies leading up to it. All the different shows are doing different reviews for some of these different ones. And we got Ant-Man. And we did a review for Ant-Man, and that is now live to go and listen to our take. and what we thought of the Ant-Man film.
Which I'm very glad that we both have the same opinion.
Well, exactly, because coming into some of these movies are hit and miss, for sure. And I know that you weren't too excited about it when it first got announced, but I'm very glad that you liked it because
they did a very good job of bringing in the new guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Essentially bringing in the new guy.
Right. But and that's a story that they told, and it works. And Michael Douglas works in it as Pym, so but the reason why I want to bring this up, because I don't know if you heard about this. AMC theaters are they're going to host a 31-hour Avengers MCU marathon.
Wow. Good. Hey, that's perfect. They will get lots of views for that.
If you ever wanted to watch every single MCU film in one sitting in a movie theater, it's happening. Apparently, you could.
31 hours. How are you going to do 31 hours? It's like, okay, you guys get a 2-hour sleep break.
Apparently, the theater chain will host a 31-hour MCU Avengers marathon ahead of the Avengers Infinity War, which hits theaters on April 27th. The marathon is reportedly 31 hours long, which is roughly 1.5 days.
Here's my thing, though. If you were to buy the marathon, is it leading up to where literally, like, when it finishes, it walks right into Infinity War?
I think so.
So you could buy that and get Infinity War literally right after it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might do that.
I mean, well, because,
I'll sleep through some of the sucky ones.
Yeah, I could sleep through Iron Man 3, or maybe even Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
And, Thor Dark World wasn't as bad as I remembered, but I might sleep through it since I just watched it.
I won't sleep through Ant-Man, though.
Oh, no, Ant-Man's awesome.
Ant-Man's great.
Some of those movies, I didn't go to see them in the theater, so it'd be really neat to see them. Like, I didn't go see the first Guardians in the theater, so it'd be really neat to go see that. Yeah,
I didn't either.
But, I thoroughly enjoyed Guardians, and then, of course, went and saw 2, and I liked it. It was very entertaining. And so it's like, we went and saw Spider-Man Homecoming in theaters. That was awesome.
Yeah, we did.
It was amazing. Of course, I also got in a car accident that day. I did not see Thor Ragnarok, so, I enjoyed Thor Ragnarok, so maybe, some of those things I would like to see in the theater.
It was good. It was good. I definitely know Infinity War I'm watching. The trailers look fantastic. I love this Star-Lord and Tony Stark moment.
It is hilarious because when that trailer came out on Friday, I didn't see it, but I heard all the audio. And then, right after that ended, it was on my phone, but I didn't play it because I didn't want to play the audio again for people around me.
Right.
So I sat there and I just was seeing and trying to match the audio from what I just heard up with it. And then when I got home, I asked my wife if she'd seen it yet, and she's like, "No, I haven't seen it yet." I'm like, "Well, let's watch it." She goes, "Yeah, well, I want to get out of here and I want to get heading that way. I'm not out super late." I'm like, "All right, cool." And then, she's like, "Oh, we'll watch it there." Well, she didn't. So we watched it today, and so I asked her if she'd watched it. She goes, "No, not yet." I'm like, "We should watch that." And we watched it, and literally, she's making noises like, during the, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm so excited." And literally that trailer did its job. She was very just shrug.
Well, so something that I talked to Nate about is that Rocket and Thor are getting together to make the axe.
Mm-hmm.
And in the trailer, what's it show? Thor with Rocket flying.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder where they're going.
Reportedly, the two people who have the most screen time in this movie are Thanos and Thor.
That's the two that, Thanos has to have the most screen time.
He's the one character in here that has had the least amount of
theoretically, this is an origin story of Thanos.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out what he's doing, why he's doing it, blah, 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 blah. But having it for Thor works also.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be picking up after Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So, him and the Guardians, that is those are the people who are going to have had interactions with him before he comes to Earth.
Which I also like that they didn't just make it to where at the end of Infinity Wars, they bring in the Guardians. They are bringing the Guardians in first one. Now, who else are they going to bring in 2? Because they need to bring people in for 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, we see the Hulkbuster suit come back.
Yes, is it the new material that's just got released to the world. From Black Panther.
Vibranium. Yeah.
Could be.
People are wondering like, well, what's Banner doing? But like, we've already seen the Hulk in the last trailer, so.
Yeah, you're gonna see the Banner. I mean, I hope they do a couple of moments with Banner where he's meditating on how to more control him.
Right.
Because they just did the segment where Banner's in the back seat.
Yep.
So that's what happens in Infinity War. Is Banner's in the back seat, and he can't be Banner. So.
Yeah. To tie this back to games, though.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I definitely want to talk about that because it was a way to plug what we did for the network, and also I wanted to hit you up with that marathon thing because that's kind of cool.
I don't know about 31 hours though.
Man, that's a long time. Sitting in those seats for 31 hours.
You've been in the theater with me. Think of how many times I'd have to pee. So
you can't make it to a podcast sometimes without having to pee.
Black Panther. I peed 3 times. We started the movie right before, like as the credits were on. I'm like, now I'm going to the bathroom. I've been purposely waiting to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom. 30 minutes into the movie, had to go again. 30 minutes after that, had to go again. So
you know what? You might actually like this movie better next time you see it. Because you can pause it next time. That way you won't miss anything.
The thing is like I think it's the popcorn because I don't eat I don't eat popcorn other than there.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's a better or something, but I've went in there before without getting popcorn and just sitting there and watching the movie and it'd be okay. So I think for me, there's something with the popcorn. I'm going to test the theory. We're going to go to a movie that neither one of us really care about. I'm testing the theory. Infinity Wars, I'm not bringing any popcorn. I'm not eating popcorn.
That is so weird that popcorn makes you pee. I've never heard. Like I can. Okay, so like our coworker Calvin, he says that he'll go and he cannot have fountain pop anymore. He said fountain pop makes.
I can drink fountain pop all the time and be fine.
Fountain pop makes his ass explode. Like literally, he's racing and it's like sheer liquid coming out of his ass.
Wow.
And he just like.
We're getting old, man.
He said that literally, he used to every day go get a 64 ounce thing of soda and it'd like last him like all day,
Right.
He'd be sipping on it all day. And then and he said now it's like if he even gets one, like before he gets home, he's racing. He's like going 90 on the way home because he's about ready to shit his pants. And there's nothing he can do to stop it.
Right. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to go. We're going to watch a real crappy movie or a movie I've already seen that we've already seen. And I'm just going to eat popcorn. No drink, no nothing, just popcorn. And if I have to go to the bathroom a bunch, then we're going to go back and watch another movie. Infinity Wars, I'm not eating anything. I'm going to eat right before. I'm going to eat like big meal. So
I want to go to one of those theaters that have the beds.
No.
Well, like for the marathon, it'd be perfect.
For the marathon, yes. But for other movies, no. Because like if you hit a dull moment, that sucks, and you just pass out, you miss the rest of the movie.
Oh man, I would love to see some of those movies again in theaters. However, let's talk about games back here for a real second before we go back to the movies. I want to talk about one more thing with the movies.
Okay.
So Square Enix is making an Avengers game.
Well, they got to finish the other ones.
Well, hold on. The company that's making it is Crystal Dynamics, the people that made the Tomb Raider games.
Oh.
They're currently making the Avengers game. We know nothing about it. They're not revealing anything about it. Not yet.
Huh.
That reminds me of Spider-Man coming this year.
Yes, we do.
PS4.
That actually, so I have to refer back to my statement. That's a game that I'm excited for.
Mm-hmm.
So I lied. Sorry.
All right. I'll give you that one because I kind of forgot about it too.
Yeah.
So Crystal Dynamics is making that. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is coming out this year. I heard a rumor that Crystal's not making Shadow, that some other Square Enix company that they own or it's a division of Crystal is making that game.
So question, when is the Spider-Man coming out? Does it have a hard date?
I don't think it has a hard date. I want to say originally it was May because they wanted to tie it into Avengers, but then it got delayed. And so since then they haven't given it a hard date. I'm thinking at E3 we'll get a hard date. Because I haven't heard anything.
Initial release 2008. Doesn't have a date on the
2018.
2018. Yeah, I'm sorry.
2008. Like, man. Whew.
Sorry about that.
Going back in time, man. Hey, man, if we went back to 2008 and we started this podcast all the way back then, think about how many episodes we would have done and how early we would have been on the ground floor of this podcast thing. We'd be one of the biggest podcasts of all time.
From the Ratchet and Clank.
Insomniac, yep.
It's awesome.
Dude, it looks amazing. I can't wait.
It does.
So the last thing I want to talk about the theaters.
I need to pre-order this.
So, right. They are doing a one-night event in theaters for the Walking Dead season finale.
That's cool.
All right, so check it out. On the night of the season finale, they're doing the season finale, season 8, end of All Out War, and then the season premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, season 4, in one night.
That's cool.
And they're going to air both of those back-to-back in theaters.
Huh.
I want to go. I want to go. I got a fucking toddler, man.
You can watch them.
I mean, this thing doesn't start till 8 o'clock at night, and his bedtime's at 8.
Well, that's good, though, because then you could have him all the way up, take him to wherever.
We'll see, and that's the thing is that he won't go to sleep other places. Like, not very well. Like, he has a really hard time with that. The only thing that we could possibly do is have somebody come to the house and just chill out the house.
Yeah.
It's on a Sunday night, and it's in April. So I think you'll be back on days by then. Are you switching back to days?
Yes,
okay.
Next month.
Yep. So I told her that I want to try and do it, but we'll see.
Right.
We will see. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for us this week on the Game Addicts Podcast.
Not a whole lot of news.
Not a whole lot of news, but you can go check out on GameAddictsPodcast.com. Check out all of our older episodes. Hear us banter. Hear us talk about all the other stuff that we've talked about on the last couple of weeks. Has been pretty cool. I've been bringing the music talk into it a little bit because that's what I've been kind of collecting. Because there hasn't been that many games out that I've been looking for. People have been having anything, so I've been shifting into collecting records, vinyl records. So the next episode that we do, I'm actually going to be having quite a bit to show off on the YouTubes, which you can go to YouTube or Twitch TV, where we have the video for the show. You can go check it out, where we have the table and we bring out our stuff and we do show and tell. You can also check us out on Instagram, where I try to post pictures when we have some cool pickups to try and let you guys know, hey man, we got some stuff here. I actually posted pictures of the last vinyls that I showed off.
Yes,
with that etching and everything. So
which looks awesome.
Yeah, dude, check it out. Check us out on that stuff. I think it's Game Addicts Play. That's us on Twitch, on Instagram, on Twitter. Game Addicts Podcast on the Facebooks.
Book of Many Faces.
Yeah, the Book of Many Faces. Speaking of Game of Thrones, we have to wait a year. Also, the finale, they did the table read for the finale, and it made everybody cry.
Really?
And the guy that plays Ser Jorah has said it's brilliant, but it's not going to make everybody happy.
That's awesome.
They also said that somebody associated with it, they said, be prepared for death.
It's Game of Thrones. I mean, you're always prepared for death.
Well, I mean, but then they're like, think about how many fan favorite characters there are now and how they've all made it this far. And she goes, and they're like, now watch them fall one by one.
Yep. I think 100% that Jon Snow will have to plunge the sword into Daenerys to make the... I can't think of the name of the sword now.
His sword, the thing?
The sword that can defeat the Night King. I can't think of the name.
Do you know what I said? I said that he's going to be, when he goes to defeat the Night King, he's going to stab the Night King right as the Night King stabs him.
Yeah. I assume
so
that
then
too.
He's fucked.
Yeah.
Then everybody dead.
I think everybody's going to die. As long as Cersei doesn't live.
Oh, my gosh.
Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch all the hell.
Until next time, guys, thanks for checking us out this week. Game Addicts Podcast. Until then, I've been Brando.
And I've been Mike.
We'll see you next week, guys. Game on. Have a good one. Good night and good luck.